And now over here in the New Testament, okay, like I just said, over here in Timothy and what was the other spot? Acts 10, 9 to 15. Now you can eat anything, right? So now in Romans 2:25 to 3:1 and 4, chapter 4, 9 to 16th verse in the good spell, it gives you this double talk. You know, we're not going to go through all of it because, again, we're under time constraints, but you can go in there and read it. Again, you know, Romans 2:25 to 3:1 and 4, 9 to 16, in the good spell, the Gospels, New Testament. It gives you this all this double talk about circumcision, right? Its purpose is to negate it, okay? To make one think it's no longer necessary to be circumcised, okay? In 4:15, it tells you the law works wrath, okay? This is Romans chapter 4, verse 15. It tells you that the law works wrath, okay? The law of Yah works wrath, all right? And where there is no law, there is no transgression. So again, they want to take you away from law. Like where the law works wrath, so where there is no law, there is no transgression. We just do away with the law, and so now you're not sinning. You're not even transgressing if you don't have the law. How much sense does that make? Okay? And in 6, 9 to 14 Romans, because Jesus or Yeshua died for everyone's sins and was raised from the dead, sin has no more dominion over anyone, and you are no longer under the law, okay, but under grace. Now what people say, that's Christian, you're under grace, you're no longer under the law. You know, I guess evidently that's why you have all this premature death now, right? Okay, you have all, you know, same-sex marriages, right? Males marrying males, females marrying females. You know, how can you recreate that way? Okay, but you're not under the law, which totally bans this kind of activity. Okay, you can eat anything, and you are what you eat. And so if you are what you eat, and you're eating all kind of unclean things, now what are you thinking? You're thinking unclean thoughts. Okay, you're doing unclean things. Maybe that's why we see so much garbage thrown down in the streets, and we see all of this murdering and mayhem and chaos in the world. Okay, so it says in Romans 7:4, it says you are dead to the law and married to another. Okay, now what does it say in Malachi 2:11 in the book of remembrance about marrying the daughter of a strange idol or god, lowercase? You know, it says you be cut off, all who do this. Now that's you know, marrying yourself to a woman, you know, men marrying themselves to women, just like it was back in the time of Ezra and Nehemiah. You understand that the children of Israel had taken wives of women who were idolatrous. Okay? And it makes no difference if they are of other nations or if they are descendants of Israel. If they are married to an idol, okay, if they're into idolatry, why would you want to, you understand, take a wife that's in idolatry? Because your children are going to be raised in this. So they're going to be cut off from birth. Okay? So, again, you know, in Corinthians 5:17, it says you are a new creature in Christ. Remember what we said in previous show about Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 17. About what Yah said, that you understand how we would start to, eventually our offspring would start to worship new idols, newly raised up. Not Yah, but devils. Okay? And that's when he would scatter us out of the land of Israel into the nations of the earth, where we are today and where we've been now for over 2,700 years. Okay? Okay, so it says in 7:6, okay, what's that, Romans, in 7:6, okay, chapter 7 verse 6, it speaks of newness of spirit and not in the oldness of the letter. See, still moving, you want to move your way into this new thing and away from the so-called Old Testament as they put on it when they wrote that lie called the new, the good spell, right? But again, remember, Malachi chapter 3, down near the end, Yah said he had a book of remembrance written up for the end time, for all who would think upon his name, and all who turned to him, returned unto him. He would, he would make up his jewels at that time of all those who would return unto him and bring us back into the land and do better to us than he did to our fathers. Okay, in Deuteronomy 32 verse 17, we just said that, okay, about the new idols, newly raised up, not Yah, but idols, okay, idols. Now, so again, again, in Romans, again, in chapter 7 verse 9, it says, this is Paul, he was alive once without the law, but when the commandment came, sin revived and he died. Okay, so that's a law again. He's saying that, he was alive without the law, and then when he found out about the law, which was the commandments, then he died. I mean, the total opposite, okay? Because these tenets of Yah, these laws, these statutes, ordinances, judgments, commandments, precepts, and testimonies, you understand? That's the way of life. It tells you that over in Deuteronomy. You read the book of Deuteronomy, you understand? What did Moses tell him? You understand? He said, I have set before you today blessing and cursing, okay? Life and death. He says, so choose life that you and your seed can live. Okay? That's over in Deuteronomy. But here, you understand, Paul, he says that before he knew the law, he was alive. Okay? The total opposite. You understand? But when he found out about the commandment, the law, he died. All right? Okay. So it's because it also says there in chapter 7 verse 8, okay, Romans, for it tells you without the law, sin is dead. Okay? Without the law, sin is dead. All right, now, in Galatians 3, chapter 3, 24 and 25th verse, says the law is our schoolmaster that brought mankind to Christ, or Jesus, Yeshua, that one may be justified by faith. But after faith has come, you no longer need the schoolmaster, or in other words, you no longer need the law. All right? Because it says that, the law is a schoolmaster. It said, but when faith came, you understand, when faith came, then you no longer needed the schoolmaster, okay? So therefore, they're talking about faith being predicated on what you believe, because it says, so as it says in verse 22, okay, in Galatians chapter 3, just believe in Christ Jesus, okay? Place your faith in him. All right? All you got to do is believe. You don't have to know anything. Just believe, right? Okay. But when you believe something, it can be a lie. It can be the truth. You don't know the difference because you just believe it. See, but once you know a thing, it has ceased to be a belief. Now it has become fact. Now it's not just subjective, only what's in the mind. Now it's objective. And when a thing becomes objective, it's mental and physical. Because anything that's just in your mind is not real. Only when it becomes mental and physical, tangible, now it is real. It becomes fact. It is objective and not just subjective, something that's only in the mind. Okay? But they just want you to believe in the good spell. Okay? They don't want you to know anything. All right, Genesis chapter 9. Okay? Verse 16 says, Yah placed the bow in the sky. Okay? The rainbow as a sign. A perpetual, everlasting sign. That's why we see the rainbow. Every now and then you see that rainbow. To this day.